A brighter tomorrow. We're going to Disney World.
Yay!
Tomorrowland.
Is tomorrow brighter because it's on fire?
Shh, don't ruin the surprise. Gosh.
Hey, look, the train's empty. There's a seat available. We have a chance to read now.
Hey, look, we're even on a monorail. It is Disney World.
Disney
So,
World.
Hang on, is the train you're standing in turning independently of you?
Yes.
That's so weird. Like, the game doesn't turn your model along with the surface you're standing on?
Last one to Space Mountain's a rotten egg.
Down for maintenance. Aw, what's open?
Space Mountain.
Sorry, Ted. Moose outside should have told you.
Space Mountain is like one of the only Disney World rides that I remember actually going on, apart from Tower of Terror. And they shut that down.
Moose
didn't they?
outside
Tower
should
of
have told
Terror.
us. A fucking vacation reference.
They shut
Yeah,
down the Terror.
glad someone got it.
No, they're not shutting down Tower of Terror in Disney World. I think they're shutting down the one in Disneyland. If I
For
remember.
a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not going away completely, but I do think that they should have just built a different ride instead of getting rid of one of the most
famous rides ever.
I mean, here's the thing, like, I know that the Twilight Zone isn't, like, it's not the 50s anymore, but it's still one of the most iconic shows on television, and children, they still, like, parody it / reference it in children's television.
That's basically what Black
wait,
Mirror...
what?
That's basically what Black Mirror is, so...
Yeah,
Why is there a head in the toilet?
Ultimate swirly.
Because they're trying to say whoever that was a real shithead.
No, there's like a trail of blood leading up to it. Someone put that head there.
You know, being able to flush all the toilets is like a Duke Nukem thing.
Oh, Duke Nukem goes one step beyond. In Duke Nukem Forever, you can actually pick up shit and throw it at the walls.
Ooh,
He's a monkey?
Why? Because the developers thought being that obnoxious was funny.
Well, that's what all the kids do.
like, I know that in Duke Nukem 3D you could, like, take a piss in the toilet, which I guess is kind of funny. But, like...
Yeah, I mean, like, most video games, when they provide, like, an interactable option with the toilets, but all it does is cause a flushing sound effect in a lot of them. Like, a flushing sound effect, you don't see it actually flush. Some games you'll see it actually flush, but that's a rare thing. And, that's it. This is like, why even bother giving me that option?
So is Sonic Adventure a technical marvel because we can shower in Casinopolis?
Yeah,
That's not a no.
That's actually, it is actually pretty interesting that they let you do that, considering most games won't. But
Also considering the lack of graphical detail in so many other parts of that game. So, you know,
Yeah.
they're not going to animate Sonic's cutscenes to look decent, but hey, you can take a shower. So, you know. He doesn't take his shoes off, though, the loser.
Well, he doesn't have feet under the shoes. We all know that.
Not
he
to
doesn't
mention
need to.
you
He's
come-
already undressed.
Yeah, but, okay, then take off your gloves, alright, man? Because,
Not to mention you immediately exiting out of the sewer for that shower. It's likely you have a shield on. I'm pretty sure the water is just bouncing off the shield.
So quick, someone punch me in the face.
so why were you shooting all those mooks with your pistol? Was it?
Because I was working on a level challenge
Oh, okay, it was like,
where you had to glory kill a certain number of them a certain way.
okay.
Not to mention, if I knew they were like the slow walking mooks who were not really a problem, I wouldn't want to waste ammo on those
Yeah,
guys.
they're not a problem at all, especially when they're by themselves. See, it's a bottle opener 4 out of 5. I could just do that one more time.
Oh, okay.
Because those get you, completing challenges gets you a complete upgrade token.
Yeah. That was one thing I did like about the game, though, is that there was, like, it always felt like I could work towards something. Like, I could try to use a specific weapon in a certain way to unlock its best version, or, you know, trying to do those specific challenges or whatnot. So it kept me mentally engaged even after firefight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a good way to have challenge without forcing you to actually deal with it.
Yeah, because those weapon upgrade points are nice, but if you miss one, you're not gonna any specific one, because that challenge or this challenge seems like a pain in the ass. It's not a big deal, you know, because any one isn't important.
That said, it's kind of a double-edged sword for me in that regard, because if I know I can get this many weapon upgrade points at this point in game and I missed one, and my mindset is I want to get these upgrades for my guns as soon as possible, it kind of eggs on me for a...
You see, I was like that too, but then when I realized that A, I was going to be missing stuff anyway, and B, those rune trials were a pain in the ass, and I'm not good enough at this kind of a game to win them, I just kind of stopped caring. Because I'm like that too. If there is stuff that I can get, I usually want to get them. Skipping stuff is not in my nature anymore. Like,
well, we're gamers, so yeah.
yeah.
And I know we brought this up earlier in the commentary, but again, I bring up the Alphium portals and Bayonetta. Like,
hello, I am
get
Doom
broken-
Guy Receptionist. May I have your appointment, please?
you get broken pieces of heart and moon pearls for doing those, and you want to get as many of those as possible because you want to see your meter fill up, and you want to have larger health. So when you find out you missed one because you didn't go to the beginning of this chapter 30 minutes into this verse, it just kind of...
Yeah, not to mention, like, when you get, like, when you do miss a bunch and then you get to the next mandatory battle and then you hear ba-da-da, and then it seems like you miss 6 and you're like, oh, god damn it, where were they? How do I miss that many? I thought I was exploring, but nope.
But your judgment is no longer considered sound.
Okay, then.
So is this just backstory as to why she became evil and stuff?
No, you don't even find out why she's evil. She's just evil.
Ah. Oh, that's lame.
I mean, again, as we said, it's Doom.
It's mostly just interactions between her and
Samuel.
Samuel, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's maybe something in her log that tells you. I just haven't bothered to read it because I don't really care.
Oh. It's interesting to be able to see the characters and what kind of people they are, even if you don't necessarily see why they're those kind of people, you know?
Like, I mean, I guess there's 2 routes you can go with if you're doing the whole wants to, like, summon literal demons to Earth and whatnot plot. And there's really only 2 ways you can do it. You can either, okay, they've got a really, really, really well thought out and semi-logical reason, and it's, like, gotta be explained really well, or they're just nuts, and you don't have to explain anything because they're just crazy. And
considering this is Doom, what do you think they're going to go for?
yeah, the one that takes less work.
Yeah. Whatever one gets as little in between my demon killing.
Here we go again. Another enemy wave battle.
Yep.
These are fun to play. Not much to talk about. Whoa, there's something to talk about. Big demon. Hello.
Mancubus. And he's
Not
dead.
gonna-
Why was he
You're not-
keeping Shotgun ammo in his small intestine? Was he just eating that?
The
Are you
Mancubus
ever
just
gonna-
becomes Doom Guy's pinata.
Are you ever gonna fight one of those things legitimately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here.
Plenty of times.
Yeah, he's stuffed
then
its
no.
heart in its stomach a couple of times.
Well, it's like I've only seen 2 of these things, and in both cases,
Punch!
Yeah, I
that's
found a couple
not
of them in that part
legitimate.
where when your alarm clock wouldn't go off.
I mean, I've only seen 3 of these things now, and in every case, Ryan has one-hit melee killed them,
Punch!
either with the chainsaw or the rampage.
Hey, whatever works.
God, they're so brittle. Oh, of course it runs out right before you come in contact with the shield guy.
Yeah, I know, right? I managed to get him on the way down, though, so he didn't have his shield completely out. The soundtrack works so well when you're actually in the game, but it's like, I wouldn't actually listen to this, though.
It's, you see, I'm not much of a heavy metal kind of person. Like, it sounds to me like noise a lot of the time, and that's just not being a metal person. I know a lot of metal people, like, they can be like, oh man, this specific riff is very different than that specific riff, and I just can't hear the difference. And that's probably just a taste thing. But to me, like, again, the music fits just fine for what you're doing, but on its own, it just kind of sounds like noise to me.
You know, there were probably these old-timers when rock and roll first started who felt the same about rock and roll.
No, there definitely were. It's just all these kids and their loud music, and it all sounds the same as
And they're
actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
And they're moving their legs and having emotion.
I just realized that it all sounds the same is the absolute #1 indication that yes, you are old, and yes, you just don't get the new person music. So I guess I've passed that threshold then.
Fuck the popular music.
Doesn't really just apply to music either. Like, a common trend in pop culture, everything, everything from books to movies to everything is things get faster paced, or have been getting faster paced for the last few, I would say, generations of media. So you get a lot of people who are used to a slower pace in their entertainment, and a lot of younger people who are used to a faster pace in their entertainment. Neither really gets the other. It's weird that only video games seem to be going in the opposite direction. How we're doing all this slow-paced, immersive stuff, and suddenly Doom and other games like this come out, and it's like suddenly everyone collectively remembers we used to like fast-paced games. Okay.
Do you think that, like, okay, so here's my question, though, because I was thinking about this a lot. Like, 10 years from now, when we get the people who, oh, hi, Ultron, the people who, say, like, grew up with, like, Gears of War and stuff like that, do you think that we have people try to pull back to, like, those kinds of game mechanics because that's what they're used to? Or do you think
it's hard to say because we're still too early in gaming's lifespan to do that. I mean, we're just getting to the point where the people who grew up with NES and SNES are actually making their own games.
Can you shoot him?
So, like,
He has a shield.
Aww. Does he
Here's
call you
the
out
thing.
for it?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
so like, the Doom guy, he's supposed to be really tall and badass.
Ooh, stuff.
Samuel Hayden is still like a full head taller than you.
Well, he's a robot, so... He's a mind in a robot.
He's really goddamn tall. Why did they build him so tall?
Maybe he was really short in life and wanted to see things from...
Yeah.
Get
I'm
off
on
of
your
my
desk,
desk.
Sam.
Get off
On
of
your
my
desk.
desk.
I imagine Doom Guy just doing a jaunty little Jacob while he's on the desk.
You're teabagging his coffee cup. That's so wrong. It's a coffee cup. You don't teabag a coffee cup. That's just perverse.
You do realize that you just have coffee all over your suit now, right? That's never coming out.
Why do you even have a coffee cup? You're a robot.
Hey, even robots need coffee, okay?
I also imagine Doom Guy just kind of like sitting on the ground in like Indian style for like story time from Hayden. And then he just gets tired because he just doesn't care.
Okay, are you experiencing a sugar rush at the moment? There's something I can do to
When's
help you out.
recess? I wanna go blow up demons!
I hired a fucking child. And he starts messing with the hologram rock to get it to spin faster.
Now, you don't want to be set into hell detention again, do you, Doom Guy? No. Good. Now pay attention.
Starts tapping on the desk trying to find Netflix.
Your affinity for guns is apparent. I'm confident you'll find something useful there as well.
Oh boy, guns.
The service elevator is at the end of the hall.
I stood on his arm for a second there.
That's the end of the hall.
No, not that end. No. The other one. There you go. So did he give us anything, or did he just yell at us for an hour?
He just told us where to go.
So you needed to bring us all the way. A phone call would have worked just fine, man.
Actually, no. Plot-wise, he did. When I pressed the button to open the door, it activated a tether program. So when the plan activates, he can pull me out of hell.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, but he needed to, like, forcefully install that into our suit because he didn't think we'd take it voluntarily.
Oh,
Which, admittedly, Doom Guy wouldn't.
No.
Why doesn't he just leave him in hell, though? Because, I mean, I guess you might need a Doom Guy later.
Basically, as Sam explains later, that Doom Guy is the failsafe for when shit hits the fan.
Oh. You know,
So he's useful enough to have around just in case something goes wrong.
as an absolute last resort.
Okay.
You know, I wonder if this is the obviously evil company. I'm surprised they haven't tried to make their own Doom guys and mass produce them for.
Well, UAC isn't inherently evil.
I mean,
It's it's one of those. They're doing what they're doing to try and solve a problem. Whatever problems the solution causes, be damned.
well, I mean, I did read some of the early text logs for them, and maybe if they might not be evil, but they're certainly very, very sketchy, too.
Yeah.
like the.
Well,
just-
there is the point. The important thing is there is a difference.
It kind of feels a bit self-defeating though, because the objective is clean energy, right? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we want to make an energy source that doesn't pollute the planet. Let's make one that infests it with demons that want to kill us all instead. That sounds...
But we have clean energy, so.
Yeah.
Okay, if it produces waste, what does it matter whether it destroys the environment or murders the environment? You know, to me that kind of all amounts to two
Well,
different.
the thing is we
severity
don't
levels
care.
of the same thing.
The thing is we don't care about what happens to demons or hell.
Except it's us that they're trying to kill. You know.
Well, as long as we can protect everyone from the demons, what difference does it make? Is the thing.
Can we?
Yeah, that's the question.
That's it doesn't seem to be going all that well. Is the thing there?
Yeah.
You see, they never really. Do they ever really say how much Argent energy is being used on Earth, or if this is just like the beginning of the program? Because
This is the beginning of the program.
okay, because then you know if this stuff was actually being used on Earth right now, then it would need Doom Guy blowing up the tower would be much less sketchy. I guess is the thing, because you would actually be like hurting people in the real world.
The thing is, that's why it's on Mars in case shit goes wrong when the demons, show up. It's on Mars. It's not like in the middle of New York City.
Yeah, I suppose that's the one smart thing. I mean, like, if we could, like, build 10 billion nuclear power plants on another planet, and then somehow miraculously transport all that energy to Earth within a short span of time, then you're darn tootin' we would. Because, like, who cares if there's a nuclear meltdown on fucking Neptune?
No one lives there.
As long as it's not like a planet that like has life on it, I don't think anybody would mind, really, unless aliens, care about these sorts of things. Which I don't know, they might, maybe.
I'm sure the extraterrestrial amoeba will be just broken up.
But regardless, Doom Guy's here to clean up the mess, as he always is.
It's okay, Doom
Yeah.
Guy. Samuel's gonna give you a really, really, really nice fruit basket for all this. See, the
I can kill
pineapples.
demons with this.
The pineapples are shaped like demons, though. See, look. Isn't that nice?
Doom Guy just picks up the pineapple, punches it, and it explodes.
How am I supposed
That's
to eat this through my helmet, you moron?
What do you know?
At least you can eat.
It was really an old-fashioned hand grenade all along. Because they look like pineapples, do you get it?
Oh, now I do.
No, actually, old-fashioned grenades weren't pineapples at all. They were just kind of round.
Well, old-fashioned by relative to Doom Guy, okay?
I was gonna say I don't say originally, but hand grenades around the time of the 30s and 40s for World War II, or at least for Americans, were specifically designed to be shaped and the weight of a baseball because, according to the military, any self-respecting American boy would know how to throw one properly.
Man, America.
So I guess in today's day and age, they'd be shipped as footballs?
America is so...
That's a really awkward looking for a grenade.
So politically correct that it's dazzling, you know?
You see, it's good to know that I wouldn't have been able to do well in the army because I certainly don't know how to throw a ball.
Well, you know, that's...
Yeah, we need basketball grenades.
that's a cold
Those are called
comfort.
cannonballs, John.
That's a cold comfort in an era where they were probably drafting you whether you were good at it or not.
Exactly.
No, cannonballs are ammunition. I'm talking about a grenade that you could bounce around like a ball.
I was so bad at baseball that my t-ball coach when I was 6 years old yelled at me for running out.
Striking out?
No, I think it was... Okay, so I don't actually remember this story, but my mom does. I was like 6 years old doing t-ball right? And I'm like shortstop or something, and the ball is in that middle place between shortstop and right field, left field, whichever one it is. So I go out to get it, and I miss, and I bump into the other person there, and my coach apparently yelled at me so bad that I didn't want to go to the pizza party afterwards. And so that's how you know I was traumatized, because I'll take pizza any day of the week. So, and
Wow.
6-year-old me especially. So yeah, I don't remember any of this, but my mom says it's true, and my parents have never lied to me, right? Right?